Now, here was the most important decision Neil made. All of us really pride ourselves probably in multitasking. And in fact, the brain research is definitive. We are not designed to multitask well. You can multitask, but not well. More so with organizations. And it would have been Neil's instinct at the time, about 600 employees. I got 5 priorities for the next 12 months. I'm just going to take 600 divided by 5, and I'm going to put 120 on this issue, 120 on that issue, and we're going to parallel process this thing to completion. No, he made a very important decision. If you went to his 5th column of his one-page plan, he had the discipline to just focus on one of the priorities at a time. He said, we're going to take inventory turns, and it's going to be the sole focus for the next 90 days. And they didn't stop there. They continued to peel the layer of the onion back and said, if we're going to double our inventory turns, what are the handful of things we're going to have to do? And it was at that moment they came to a screeching halt. They realized they had a structural problem. Their brand promise, you order furniture today, you get it tomorrow, meant that they had massive inventory scattered across all 5 of their big box stores. Plus, real estate has slightly changed in price in the last 45 years in the D.C. market, so they were sitting on very expensive property. And so they concluded at this 2-day event that if they didn't consolidate, if they didn't bite the bullet and consolidate 5 warehouses into 2 in the next 90 days. If they're not going to do it now, when are we going to do it? Because if we're going to have the capability to basically buy out my father, which means I need to get profitability up, which means I've got to double inventory turns, none of it's going to happen until we take the first step and go from 5 to 2 warehouses. Then somebody said, but wait a second, we're going to have to revamp all of our delivery routes. Yes, that became the number 2 priority for the next 90 days. And we're going to have to make significant changes within our technology in order to support that. You bet, that became number 3. And at that moment, the team got up and ran to the restroom and threw up. If you're not pushing the company that hard on a regular basis to the point where they're facing the brutal facts and making the decision that turns everyone's stomachs, I'm not sure you're pushing hard enough. And then if you went to the 6th column of the one-page plan, you've got to then decide, okay, let's have some kind of endpoint celebration reward. And I'll remember almost in a burning the boat, so we have to fight our way off the island decision, Neil said, you know what, we're going to throw a celebration if we achieve this in the next 90 days in like warehouse 3, I don't remember exactly what the number was, and that warehouse had better be empty. Now, I still get goosebumps when I think about it because I being here locally, Neil invited me to that celebration. And I walked into the warehouse, and it was empty. And he had 600 people in there celebrating the fact that they had survived while not really missing a beat with the business in this massive consolidation. And I'll never forget Neil leaning over to me and said, Vern, have I learned something? He said, there isn't a single thing we as a company can't achieve if all of us put our shoulders to the wheel.